All right, hi class. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how do we solve this level 4 part of our project of this week, where I ask you the question, how many meters per second is free fall? Here's a hint. It doesn't matter what is falling. So to answer this, we need to realize what is it asking for? Meters per second per second. That is a unit of acceleration. So we know that we need to calculate acceleration here. Acceleration, put simply, it's just the change in velocity of an object divided by the amount of time it took to make that change. So if an object is speeding up, we say how much did it speed up by and how long did it take to reach that higher speed, and you divide the two. Put as an equation, we take two velocities, v end and v start, and subtract them and divide by the amount of time that it took to get between those two velocities. So this is the equation we will be using to answer this question. We need to do some measurements to get this answer though. And so what we need to do here is we will be measuring an object as it is falling. So we'll take an object and we're going to drop it towards the ground. Now since this object is accelerating, we expect it to speed up and get faster and faster as it heads towards the ground. And it is going to be starting with our velocity v start, and it's going to be ending with our velocity v end. And between those 2 points, there is going to be some amount of time that elapses. All right, so what we could do is we could get a stopwatch and we can measure this time elapsed and look at these two speeds and try and figure it out by eye, but that's extremely difficult to do. We're going to use technology to make this a little bit simpler for us. So what we need to do is first, we are going to set up a wall near our objects that are falling, and we will mark it with little pieces of tape or chalk or anything to do little tick marks that are evenly separated by a distance that we know, say 10 centimeters. It's basically a giant ruler. And then what we do next is we want to get a video camera. Okay, so you can use your Chromebook or a phone to do this. And we are going to do frame-by-frame video analysis to watch this object as it falls in slow motion. And using this, we can find the starting velocity, the ending velocity, and the time between those 2 points. To find the starting velocity, we are going to be looking at when that object passes the first couple tick marks. So what we need to do here is take the distance d between our tick marks and divide it by the amount of time that it took the object to go from one tick mark to the next. In doing that, we can solve for a starting velocity. And then we do the same thing down below. We measure the amount of time it takes the object to go from one tick mark to the next, and we take the distance between the tick marks and we divide the two to get the ending velocity. Once we have those two velocities, we can figure out what is the time between those 2 points and then solve for our acceleration using our equation above. So hopefully you can do this lab successfully and you can get the accepted value for free fall acceleration, which is equal to 9.8 meters per second per second. Good luck.